So what's up, YouTube? You're back for another video? Alright, so let's get this set up. Alright, so what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Now, most of you guys have been following the channel. You will know that I'm currently in the middle of a prep. Now, as we're going through this prep, I want to answer a lot of questions and do a few videos on subjects that involve a prep and what goes on in a prep, including this video here, which is a refeed. Oh yeah, a good old refeed. So the reason why I want to talk about a refeed is because it's something that a lot of people always tend to think about when they're in the middle of a prep or on some sort of diet, and some people get it wrong. You know, some people get the whole aspect of a refeed and when to use a refeed in the correct way to get the best results, and majority of people use it in the wrong way. So in this video I'm going to explain when's the best time to actually use a refeed. And remember that I'm using the word refeed, not a cheat day. Got it? So when is the best time to have a refeed? Now, when people have a refeed come across their mind, majority of people are thinking more so for a satisfaction than actually do they really need a refeed for the benefits of continuing on with their fat loss. So as most of you guys know, as we're in a diet or a prep stage, we're going to be in a calorie deficit. We're going to be intaking a very low amount of calories every single day, and we're going to get to the point where we have no energy. We're going to start feeling like we want to crave and we want to binge on some sweet foods or something that we just, you know that we can't have, but we really want to have it because we have no energy at the moment. We have a lack of calories in us, and we're just at that point. So this is the point where a refeed comes on our mind, and it's more so, I believe, a satisfaction feeling. People want to have this refeed just to get that satisfaction out of their way of getting something in, that they crave, some sugary foods or some saturated fats. But refeeds actually can be beneficial to your fat loss progress and keep you on track without falling off the bandwagon completely. So when is the best time to have a refeed? Now, the best way I think is to monitor it is by progressing your weight loss over a period of 10 to 14 days. Now, if your weight remains the same for 10 to 14 days, which is 2 weeks, I would then say you've hit a plateau, your fat loss is not continuing anymore, you're doing everything that you need to be doing, your diet is the same, you're doing your cardio, you're doing your workouts, you're doing everything that you've got written down on your program, but you're still not losing weight. Now, in my opinion, this is where I find a refeed is best and beneficial to you, to kick boost everything, to get your metabolism kick started again, and to help continue your fat loss progress. So if you're at this stage where you're in the middle of a diet and you feel like your body's plateauing and you don't know whether to refeed or not, what I'm going to suggest you is for the next 10 to 14 days, weigh yourself every single morning on an empty stomach, and if your weight seems to be remaining the same every single day up to 2 weeks time, then I'm going to say to you, you should look into having a refeed. But the question is, what do we eat on a refeed? So now here comes the tricky part. When it comes down to actually having a refeed, you've realised that you need to have some sort of refeed to kick boost everything, to continue your fat loss progress. What do you consume? Do you have sugary cakes and biscuits and loads of chocolate? Or do you just dive straight into a big greasy fat burger or some pizza? So the answer of what to have on a refeed is, it actually comes down to you, the individual. Now, there's certain people out there who have a strong willpower, and there's some people out there who don't tend to have a strong willpower. Now, we all want to keep consistent on our diet. We want to hit a stage where we need a refeed, we need to boost things back up again, we need to kind of break through this plateau, but we want to still continue on our fat loss progress. So common sense would say, if you're somebody that doesn't have a strong willpower, is a high sugary cake or a greasy fat burger going to be your best option to have on your refeed? Maybe not. Probably some of you are thinking, but I need to get that craving out of the way and I need to just get that burger in me and just get out of my system. That may be all well and good, but if you have a weak willpower, what tends to happen is you'll have that burger and then you won't be able to stop there. You end up binging further, and then you've ended up falling off the bandwagon, you're backtracking and you're back to square one. So to keep yourself consistent on your diet, I would strongly advise, if you have a weak willpower, stay away from foods like that. Now if you're somebody that's lucky and you have a strong willpower, you're able to have something that's high in sugar or something that's high in saturated fat, say for example a nice juicy bit of cake or a big fat greasy burger, and you're able to eat that meal and then leave it there, then so be it. That could be introduced into your refeed day. That can help you get out your system, get the calories that you need, get the carbohydrates that you need for that refeed to break the plateau and kick boost your metabolism. So for the people that have a weaker willpower, what's the best advice to use for when it comes to a refeed? You're not gonna like this answer, but think of the long terms. It's gonna help you out. What should you consume on your refeed day if you can't have the sugary foods or you can't have a greasy fat burger? I would say your best option if you have a very, very weak willpower is stick to the foods that you are already eating, because so far you've managed to go, let's say for example, 5 to 6 weeks eating the foods that you have been eating without craving, without binging, without falling off the bandwagon. So why change anything? Keep to those foods, but all I would say now is increase the volume. That's all you have to do. Yeah, but what about all the greasy foods and all the sugary sweets? Like I said, you're not really gonna like the answer, but it's the best way for you to be able to have the refeed but stay on track of your diet. So when I say keep to the same foods and just increase the volume, let's say for example, in the morning you wake up and you have a standard bowl of oats, you have a banana and 2 whole eggs. In your oats you have 40 grams of oats. On the refeed day, you're just gonna double that. So you're gonna have 80 grams of oats and maybe have 2 bananas. So already you're doubling your carbohydrates, you're doubling your calories. There's almost a refeed just right there. Then throughout the whole day, you're gonna just increase the volumes on all the meals that you eat. But you could also chuck in a few other little snacks and treats in those meals, but keep it to something that is strong enough to keep that craving, but not too strong that it's gonna send you off the bandwagon. You could also say something else like a bagel. A bagel is high in calories and high in carbohydrates. Now, you may normally not have a bagel in your diet, but it's switching it up and it's adding more calories in to your refeed. So what you could do is you could have your normal meal, let's just say it's a bro food of chicken and rice, but then extra have a bagel on the side. There's some added calories and there's some added carbohydrates, increasing your refeed day. So that is pretty much the answer to a refeed. It actually comes down to you, the individual. If you have a strong willpower, then you may be able to chuck in some dirtier foods that are high in sugar and high in saturated fats and be able to stop when you finish that meal. If you're somebody that doesn't have a strong willpower, I would strongly advise stay away from it. But at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. If you want to have those higher sugar foods or those high saturated foods, then so be it. But you're going to be more at risk at ending up craving and falling off the bandwagon and eating more than what you should just be eating. So I would suggest that you just stick to the foods that you are eating, but just increase the volume. So yeah, that's pretty much it guys for this video. If it did help you out, down below there's a little thumbs up button. Click that for me, and also leave a comment down below if there's any other questions that you want to ask me. You can also follow me on my Snapchat. My Snapchat is AwesomeH92. You can also ask me questions on there. If it's a short enough question that I can answer it on the Snapchat, I'll do it on there. If not, I will do a video for you and I'll answer that question in that video. Other than that guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe, make it happen. Peace!
Keep chasing shadows, they're always haunting.